thank you for giving us an opportunity to present Assembly Bill 256, which deals with the issue of mass shootings, gun violence. This has obviously been a controversial topic. There's a lot of divide. Some of us believe in the Second Amendment, the right of self-defense. Others believe that if we make it harder for an individual to have a gun, that we would reduce gun violence. I think, though, what is missing in this debate is more information. I personally believe that we are focusing on what's in their hand, which is perhaps the wrong focus, when we should be really looking at what's in their head or their heart. What is driving the wave of violence in our country? Is there a chemical component to this? We don't know, because when a mass shooter commits a crime, we don't always see a toxicology report. Were they on pharmaceutical drugs? Were they on illicit or illegal drugs? We haven't been given that information. Assembly Bill 256 is designed to provide a legal avenue to get answers for the public. And I don't think anyone should fear the truth, transparency. If we find that illegal substances or pharmaceuticals are not a major component, then we can settle that element of the debate and move on to areas that would be more productive in preventing violence. And so Assembly Bill 256 would simply provide a 1-year enhancement in a punishment for a mass shooter. In order to determine whether this enhancement is applicable to a criminal, we would have to have a toxicology report done. And that would therefore provide the public with transparency. We believe that this approach will satisfy any concerns about enforcement and whether this is constitutionally permissible. We believe that by providing an enhancement, you would actually require that a prosecutor do a toxicology report to determine whether the enhancement would be applicable. And that is why I asked for the committee's consideration and support for Assembly Bill 256 to get greater information out to the public on what is fueling gun-related violence.
Thank you very much, Assemblymember DeMaio. Next, we'll hear from any primary witnesses in support. Is there anyone here to testify in support of the bill today? Okay, we'll take the Me Too's now. Is there anyone else who'd like to be heard in support of the bill? Okay, are there any witnesses here to testify in opposition to the bill? Okay, I do see some folks coming forward, so once you are seated, you will have a total of 5 minutes to address the committee.
Very much. My name is Mano Raju. I'm the elected public defender of San Francisco, and I've served in this role for 6 years. I've been a felony trial attorney for a couple of decades, both in Contra Costa County and in San Francisco, and I'm testifying in respectful opposition to AB 256. As a public defender, I'm deeply invested in the health and safety of all people. AB 256 does not contribute to the health and safety of community members. Rather, it creates a duplicative sentence enhancement and serious privacy violation. Current law already addresses the conduct described in this bill. Under existing law, a person armed with a firearm during the commission of a felony is already subject to a 1-year sentence enhancement, in addition to any punishment for the underlying felony. Adding a new enhancement that can already be punished under California law will not deter future crime or make our communities any safer. It strains credulity to think that a 1-year enhancement is going to deter someone who is a mass shooter. There's many other issues going on there. Automatic sentence enhancements are an ineffective use of taxpayer dollars and disproportionately harm communities of color. This bill further expands the warrant statute by allowing for the extraction of a person's blood to identify whether they are under the influence of a controlled substance. AB 256 dangerously erodes privacy rights without any evidence that doing so would make communities safer. For these reasons, please reject AB 256.
Danica Rodarmel of Whole Consulting on behalf of Initiate Justice in opposition. I echo the sentiments of my colleague and former boss, And just wanted to add and really stress that the idea that this bill will somehow be part of the solution of the truly massive, terrifying, and complex issue of mass shootings is, frankly, beyond straining credulity. I would say it's offensive. If things like taking somebody's life, many people's lives, risking getting life without the possibility of parole or facing the death penalty don't deter somebody, how could we possibly believe that a one-year sentencing enhancement would do that when we already know sentencing enhancements really don't deter crime to begin with? So I just really wanted to stress that what we need to do is find some real upstream solutions and figure out why people are committing these crimes and make sure that they have access to what they need before they take dozens and dozens of lives in a matter of moments. For those reasons, we urge a no vote. Thank you.
Thank you both for your testimony. Now, author or any of the witnesses. I'll lead with just one. Mr. DeMaio, I appreciated your opening comments, and I do understand what I understand is your intent of the bill is to address the issue of mass shooters. But I did want to be clear: you are aware that the bill as drafted is not limited to mass shooting incidents. It would actually apply to any felony filed in the state of California involving the use of a firearm and with the defendant under the influence of a controlled substance. So it could be, in addition to mass shooting, many other felonies. Is that correct?
I mean, we see gun-related violence be a focus of attacks on the Second Amendment rights of citizens who are law-abiding, who need the Second Amendment to defend themselves from criminal misconduct. But no one seems to be focusing on what's motivating these evil acts, what's motivating violent crime, gun-related crime. And so now, today, we have a laundry list of people showing up to oppose investigations into gun-related violence. I am absolutely appalled, but more importantly, I guess it's important to have the transparency of the various groups who hoot and holler about gun-related crime showing up on a gun crime-related bill to try to get the truth, to get information out to the public. And today we hear people saying that they want to defend the privacy rights of murderers over the Second Amendment rights of self-defense for law-abiding citizens. Let's be crystal clear, that is the choice that has been laid out with this bill. And the opposition says that the privacy rights of these individuals, criminals who have killed people using guns, outweighs, the privacy rights of criminals outweighs the Second Amendment rights of self-defense. I think that this illustrates really the deep divide in this topic, and I believe that common sense individuals, and I think most people don't want to see gun-related violence. They want to get to the bottom of it. And if there's common sense reforms that can be put into place, they would support that. In order to get to the bottom of it, though, we need truth, we need facts. And I think that we have not been looking at the potential impact of illegal and illicit substances as well as pharmaceutical drugs in these crimes. And perhaps there is no connection, but we will be able to settle the debate in California with the implementation of AB 256.
Thank you, Mr. DeMaio. Colleagues, any other questions or comments? All right. Mr. DeMaio, I'll give you the opportunity for a brief close if you'd like.
Not necessary. I would respectfully ask for support so we can get this important data and better understand what's fueling these evil acts by individuals with firearms.
Thank you very much, Mr. DeMaio. Colleagues, my recommendation today is no, and I have a